Alright, so here we have the head for the STX 38 or Kohler Command 13 CV13. So I'm going to take the valves out and then grind these. I'm going to clean this up in here after the valves are out. I'm going to take the burr off here where the screw hit. You can see the outline of the screw right there. Kitty cat, you want to go up here? A little kitty cat wants to go in the window. Okay, so I will get these out of here. I wonder if I should take these off. And here is what looks like a vent. 5/16. Or was this metric? A lot of those sizes are really close. So you probably have 8. An 8 and a 5/16 are a toss up. Which one's which? Usually, okay, so exhaust here. And the intake one's usually bigger. So I'm gonna label these with a marker, even though it really doesn't matter. But that way, if it's worn a certain way or something. So this is exhaust. I got divorced with it. That's my ex. Somebody's liking their time in the window. Liking that cat? Oh, my little kitty. Alright, so now I gotta work on getting these off. There's probably an easy way to do it. Since I don't have a valve spring compressor, I just put a socket over it, like this. Just kept pushing down. You gotta get it far enough, and all of a sudden, they let go. And if they go shooting out, they can't go anywhere because I got my hand over it. That worked, but not the best, but it did work. Guess we're not out of the water yet. I'll have to get a valve spring compressor. Looks like. There, got that one off. It's obvious which one goes where. Doesn't seem like it has a lot of. Basically what I'm saying is it seems like it's got a pretty good seal already. So I'm gonna work on getting this cleaned up here. I'm not gonna really hit this. I'm just gonna get rid of this burr right here and get it so stuff doesn't get caught in there like carbon. I'm thinking Dremel for that. Just take the burr off of it. All right. Let's see. Maybe the sandpaper wheel would work better. Well, I mean, you'd have to get a new head to get rid of this completely, but it's really not going to affect how it runs, I don't think. Even with the birther, it would still run fine. I'm just trying to like prevent carbon and stuff from getting inside behind the burr and getting built up. I don't want to take a lot off either because that loses compression then. The more you take off. All right. So now what I can do is I can clean in here. So I'm going to do with that. I am going to use probably just a wire brush. And then I'll work on lapping the valves. It's probably going to run better than it did. I'm sure it will. I gotta get my air compressor to pump too. Okay, so for cleaning the top side of the valves here, or whatever we want to say, combustion side, I'm using drill with a wire wheel. And these valves are generally really hard. So this is what I used on the Cub RZT17 engine. So just kind of like this. I'm only doing the top surface, so I don't want to hit this at all, because that's gonna be done with the lapping. I wouldn't use this on the head though, because it's aluminum and it would. Well, here, I'll show you. It's a little too aggressive. It'll scratch. But not on the valves. Looking pretty good, huh? Probably could stand to get some of these specs off with something. I'll do the exhaust one. Should I have gloves on? Yeah. Don't take long, really. This one seems to have a coating of carbon. Alright, that ain't too bad. Alright, I lied. I did the bottom side too with it. I just try to stay away from the bottom here where it rides in the seal here. Only because I don't want to take too much off, but it's really not taking anything off. The valve is harder than the wire wheel. All right. So should we lap it? I should clean that too yet a little bit more. I'm cleaning up the exhaust here. Watch what comes out of it when I'm blowing it. I know you've seen a little bit. I was watching the camera. The intake one. Let's really just clean up around here. This seat should be really hard too. A little bit dirty here yet. Just try not to get scratches in here where the gasket sits. This is the only thing. This is all going to be in the combustion chamber right here. That dark stuff. Okay. So now we're going to need a board. A couple 2x4s. And we'll put them down like this so the valve can go in between. Give me a nice working surface. Now I gotta get my tool. Still got it handy from the other engine yet. If you haven't seen that video, check that one out. That was the Cub RZT17 that had a blown engine that was actually connecting rod was broke. So I got that one running. It is right there. So check that video out if you haven't. I hope to get it back to the owner soon. I'm just gonna do the deck and stuff on it. Okay, so the compound is right here. And you can actually thin this out too with water. 4 grit sizes in one application in the grinding compound: 220, 180, 150, and 120. Starts as a coarse 120 grit, then grinds down to a fine 220. To thin the compound, add a few drops of water. But I don't think you probably need to thin it. So let's do this. It's got to be pretty hard, abrasive to. Nice. I get to start over. It's not dirty. Must be a pretty hard abrasive, that stuff, because that valve is quite hard. I probably got plenty already. On the other one, I put this in the drill. You can actually take these off and chuck it in the drill, but I'm going to do this one by hand, I think. Let's see if I can get you a decent view here. A lot of times the suction cup comes off, but I actually could spray a little bit of water on it too. Just like in the shower when you have stuff on the wall. It sticks good when you got water. Plus it thins the compound too, like it says. If it gets down there. I'm actually pushing down a little bit too. This one, I doubt it was very bad, so it's probably not going to need much. It probably was sealing pretty good. What I'm going to do, yeah, you can see a bunch of pits on it. So I'm going to keep going until them pits are gone. Yeah, there's pits on here. You're not going to see it with the GoPro, but they are there. All right, I'm going to keep doing this, and then I'll come back when this first one's done. Actually put the smaller one on, it seems to be sticking better because it doesn't come off a little bit. I think it's when it gets air, then it won't stick real good. Let's keep going a little bit yet. See how well that's stuck? We'll clean her up and see how we did. This was round 2. I didn't just keep going. It's still got pits. Not really pits, it's just corrosion marks or something. This is getting better. As I go here, it gets better. I don't think you can see that, but there's spots on it. And that should come off as I keep going here. It might make a tighter seal than it originally was too. She's gonna be a lean, mean machine. Here's the drill. She's holding now. You can only really chuck it up in the bigger one. It's not ideal, but it does work. I'll probably end up breaking a set of these, but you just take the thin off of here and chuck it up here. But you don't want to go world nuts either. But it does take some of the hand grinding out of it. I'll go a couple more times, there's still stuff on here. Alright, I think I'm going to call this good. There is still some spots in it. But it's got a nice angle that matches this now. Because before it was shinier on the outside. And now it's all the way down. So I think I'm going to go with that. I mean, it is a lawnmower after all. In a race car. It'll be better than it was, right? So now I'll do the other one the same way. Here, before I do this one, just feeling it, there's spots where it's got a burr right here. It also needs to be cleaned up on the outside edge, but it's not flat like the other one. I'm cleaning it up like this on the outside. The intake one is much cleaner. Trying to get these spots, these chunks off, whatever the hell they are. That's better. Okay. Alright, I'm going to call that good. I like to give it a thinning with water on the very last part to get a little bit smoother. But I think she's pretty good. I think that'll seal really well. You're not going to be able to see it in the camera, but... I mean, she's got quite a seal. She locks on there pretty good. It'll help offset some of this for the compression, but really if I didn't take off much, I shouldn't have lost any compression hardly at all. I don't think that would make a difference. Alright, I'm going to give it a little bit of washing with WD-40 to give it a nice clean these seats, and it's also a lubricant, so it should be nothing but good for it. And the intake one I'm going to clean really good here because there was stuff on it, stuff that fell in here that wouldn't blow out with the air gun. And I gotta clean it a little bit more too. I got stuff here. Got a gasket on there. So I'll do that off camera. And I'll also clean this surface here, probably with WD-40. That was silicone. WD-40, and these work really well. So just like this. Actually, some of that I can scrape off. I'll try a plastic scraper, see if it gets it. Yeah, it's getting a lot of it. I'll do that, then I'll finish with WD. Alright, so let's get these valves back in, then I'm going to end the day there. Air works wonders for stuff like this. Just getting it clean. Well, this probably isn't the best way to do this, but as I said, I don't have a valve spring compressor. This isn't going to be that fun. But I will try to get by. What you don't want them is you don't want them to go flying. They're not in position yet. Well, I use this and taking it off, but it really isn't the right thing. See, they get caught. Down like one yet. Gotta get them to fall out of that groove. Well, I'll keep messing with this, but I need to get a valve spring compressor. Hey, I figured maybe I should use the same method I did taking it off. And that worked. Throw the socket on, and then you can't lose it either if they go flying up and just get caught in the socket. Make sure they're seated good. There. Do the other one the same way. Alright, let's see if I can do it on camera the same way. You can even get it right there. Just like that. Then I use the socket and just pushed it way down. Bam, there it is. Looks like they're seated good. I'll give them a little bit of a turn. Bigger pliers. Yeah, just to make sure that they're in good. And that is that. That's going to end the night because it's getting late. So now we have working valves. Wow. That's tight. There. I think the head is pretty much ready. I'll just do a little bit of cleaning on it. But for the most part, it is ready to go. That was a quick project for tonight after work. I guess I'll put these on yet. So why not, huh? I wonder if I should Loctite them. So you can tell where which way it was. There's an outer ring here, which is this. And you can tell there was bolt heads here. So it would go like that. I remember I labeled it. But I gotta clean these up though. It doesn't appear there was Loctite on it. But, well, I probably wouldn't anyway, because this one, it's not like the Briggs, where the Briggs has a stud that goes in and then stays fixed. And it's got the valve, the rocker up here more. This has to be loosened up to adjust it, so there's that. I'll probably throw some motor oil on it too. I'm gonna put it together. Oh yeah, also this is the one that was labeled exhaust. It's almost wore off now, but this is the exhaust valve. You can see it right there. It's the one closest to the port. That's where your expent fuel is gonna come up through here when that opens and come right out here. Out the muffler. Throw this guy on here yet, and then I am done. Time to go in and relax. And this will adjust when I get it on, the head on, and the push rods in. I might have to, yeah, I should be able to slip them in there. So that's clean there. That surface is pretty clean. Just a matter of cleaning here a little bit. I'll probably clean a little bit and then it'll be ready to go on. And I gotta clean the cylinder, or the piston up actually a little bit the same way with the Dremel. And then I think she should be ready.